Recording in progress.
Good afternoon. Let me go ahead on and call the Transportation and Housing Committee meeting to order. I'll ask Madam Clerk to call the roll for attendance.
Pugh, Livingston,
Here.
Weaver,
Here.
Aline, here. Mackey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Brings to the second item on our agenda, which is the approval of minutes for our April 22nd meeting. Chair, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved, proper second. Any discussions, changes, deletions, reference the minutes for April 22nd? There being none, Madam Clerk, can you call the roll? Call for the vote.
Pugh, Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aline,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Brings item 3 on our agenda, which is adoption of the agenda. Do staff have any changes, deletions, anything reference the agenda?
No recommended changes.
If not, a motion to adoption of the agenda as presented.
Moved.
It's been moved,
Second.
properly second. Madam Clerk can call for the vote.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aline,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Brings item 4 on your agenda, which is items for action. Item 4A, award of a contract for dirt road package. And you said on pages 8 through 10 in your packet. Mr. Maloney, you handle?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is for Dirt Road Package P, and staff recommends award of construction to McClaman Associates in the amount of $3,272,038.22 with a 15% contingency for a total approved amount of $3,762,843.95. Additional background that this project paves 5 dirt roads, 4 in District 10. It's a total of over 2.15 miles of paving, and the prices fit within our current, what we're seeing for dollars per mile of paving. All roads were included in the 2012 referendum. The roads involved help balance our penny expenses. In the council districts, which is the pro rata required in Chapter 21, the work involves restoring drivability and walkability of the roads involved in the program. Of these roads provide the positive results throughout Richland County by having better drivable roads, and residents in each neighborhood will experience these improvements.
Questions?
Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Director Maloney, is this part of the follow-up from Penny 1? Or is this
This is Penny 1.
Penny 1?
This
Penny
is
1. So
the current Penny projects, and following the continuation of paving through the dirt road list, the roads that are unpaved in Richland County that are maintained publicly by the county.
Great, thank you.
Well, I remember a couple of these roads. I think, one of the reasons kind of got passed up because I think there weren't enough signatures. I remember something to that nature. How do we get that resolved?
If we don't have adequate signatures, the road is dropped. In other words, if it didn't meet a consent of the neighborhood, we would have a drop on it. So the current rule there is that 51% or a majority need to not
That's right, in the
consent.
past, I answered one more question, in the past it was 25%, so that's the difference.
Yes, sir.
That's why you can
We
do
are
it.
following
That's why you
it.
can do it now, yeah, okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
Motion to approve?
It's moved for approval, there's a second.
Second.
It's moving properly second. Any further discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, can you call the roll for the motion?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes,
Weaver,
Yes.
Lean,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
thank you. That brings us, to item 4. Is that B?
Yes, sir. This item's to approve granting an easement on county property to Dominion Energy in American Italian Way. This feeds economic development and business. And we've been working with Dominion Energy on another project that will be coming up in the next meeting, which is award of traffic signal at this location with Pine View Road. And so on this, we brought it to Transportation Ad Hoc to approve this easement because this is something, I guess, time sensitive as well to get this power out to this business.
And its response, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair,
You recognize?
I'd like to make a motion for approval. Second.
Moving properly second. Any further discussion, questions? There being none, Madam Clerk, can call the roll for the vote reference item 4B.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes,
Weaver,
Yes.
Lean,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
that brings us to item 5 on our agenda, which is items for information. 5A, State of the Penny update.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, if I may.
You recognize, Mr. Brown?
Previously, there was a discussion that this body, as well as a part of council's discussion just regarding the state of the penny and us moving forward with that. There was good conversation about what the future of that should look like. And following up with TPAC, we did have some discussions. And the date for the state of the penny for this year is currently set for June the 12th, which is next Thursday. It will be in council chambers at 6:00 p.m. And while it is going to be in council chambers this year and the same format that we followed last year will kind of follow this year, it is not anticipated that that will be the same thing every year. So it won't necessarily always be in council chambers. It won't always be a presentation that includes every single partner. But just to be clear, the partners that will be representing there will certainly be county council. This year will be TPAC. It will be the Department of Transportation, South Carolina Department of Transportation. It will be the Comet. And so we will hear from all of those agencies. They will give you update information related to what's happening from their perspective and how that impacts transportation and how the penny ties in. As it relates to our transportation program, you will hear an update from Director Maloney, but you will also hear the iteration of kind of what to expect going forward. So this body, along with TPAC and the general public who's watching, will hear the group bring together what we'll do to try to staff up for what will be the new collection process. You will hear just the iteration of what we're going to look at, and this group will decide, as well as county council, what we'll do regarding funding. So certainly the penny was voted to continue. But there hasn't been a specific decision as to, what will be bonded, how much will be bonded, because part of the process is while you will be collecting the sales revenue or the tax revenue, if you only do pay as you go, then you won't necessarily be able to kick off a bunch of projects because you won't have the money there. So that's why you voted, or not you personally necessarily, but you asked the citizens to consider putting on the ability to bond. They gave you that ability. So part of that conversation that Director Maloney will have will just kind of talk about the general process as well of, seeing people, follow us walk through that process. So it'll be about next steps. So it'll be an update on what's happening again with Richland County Transportation as it relates to current projects and where the completion statuses are, what's been done, and things that may be coming up to be completed. And then it will be, okay, well, what you can expect to have discussed and walked through regarding personnel for the new, as you described. We don't call it necessarily Penny 2, but we understand people try to figure out to differentiate the two programs and what will happen capital-wise regarding how we will fund it. So those will be things that will come back through this committee. They'll come back through TPAC, and those will be iterative discussions that will be talked about going into the future before the final decisions are made by, again, TPAC and this body and ultimately County Council. But we do expect the program to last similar to what it did last year. So it's scheduled to begin at 6 o'clock. We don't think it'll last more than an hour and a half, but we're just asking you to block off that window of time to receive the presentation from, again, the COMET, SCDOT, Richland County Transportation, as well as the Transportation Penny Advisory Committee, which is the citizens' voice that represents transportation here in Richland County. So, Mr. Chair, that's the update that I have for you on the state of the penny. Certainly take any questions that you all may have regarding the state of the penny update.
Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Brown, speaking of bonding versus, pay-as-you-go, do you have any kind of anticipated date, rough approximate date that decision will be coming to council to vote on?
Yeah, so my expectation is that because it will be a learned process, and we want to continue to make sure that we're communicating a level of transparency that reflects our commitment. So you will hear and see those discussions as a part of this process, and so then you will then determine we're ready to kind of make that decision. So remember, while we're looking at the end of potentially 26 for the current funding to run out, we want to have something set up in place so that if in fact you want to, for example, kick off all the projects that were remaining from 2012 that you all voted on, well, you would need a pot of funds to do that. So that would be an example of why you would want to determine, based off when you want to start those projects, when you want to roll back and make the decision to provide funding for those. So it would be it's not a decided date, because this body has to decide based on when you want the projects to start, how many projects you want to start, and all that really depends on what you see from transportation to help you understand how much money will be needed. So it's not a simple, it's going to be, for example, July 1st. I cannot tell you that date, and we don't want citizens to think that we've already made a decision without anybody seeing how we came up with the numbers or how we came to that process. So what I can say to you is you can expect here in June and July, before you go to your August break, to start having discussions through TPAC and Transportation Ad Hoc Committee regarding kind of our boxcars and kind of what the timelines look like, and then you will have something to work from about when you want to make that decision.
Well, if you had to handicap it, would you say it's a fall decision? It's a spring
I would say it would be a fall decision.
Fall decision. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Other questions? If not, that brings us to item 6 on our agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
It's been moved and properly seconded for adjournment. Madam Clerk, can you call for the vote for adjournment?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.